What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to do one of those professional streams where we talk about some stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into that first, and then we'll get to the hangout stuff. So today, we're going to be talking about who is the master distiller for Still Austin. Now, if you guys don't know, I had a live stream the other night. Nancy Fraley popped in. I wasn't educated enough, so I wanted to educate myself on who she was and what she does. And I kind of found myself going down a little rabbit hole on Still Austin's YouTube page. Now, if they hate me for this, sorry. I just wanted to talk about it. So if you guys haven't checked out Still Austin's YouTube page, check it out. It's a lot of great stuff on there. But I was kind of doing a deep dive on kind of who she was and what she does for Still Austin. I know she does a bunch of other things, but I'm mainly just focusing on Still Austin for today. So I want to kind of dive into their videos, and I'm going to kind of go over a few things. So I'm going to play it from their channel. Again, their links are in the description if you want to check them out as well. Well, let me get this pulled up real quick. Okay, where's my page? That's still the same page I keep pulling. There we go. Now, if the audio for some reason doesn't work, I have no idea. But you guys let me know if you can or cannot hear it.
United States.
No, I don't even see the option to do it. Let me switch back real quick. Where is my button? A little technical difficulty, boys. A little technical difficulties. You know what? The only option I have is to take my mic off and put it right next to the speaker. How about that? Because I can't figure it out. So let's dive into this first video here, right? This is basically asking who she is, right?
Whiskey world that says that they're doing any kind of slow water reduction, French technique. They have studied with me, and they've taken. States. Master Texas.
Not in Austin, Texas.
No, we are in California.
So for this first part, right? Basically, one, I didn't know she was one of the few that is trained in a few different things, right? My glass feels hot. And the part on that is again, she has more knowledge than everybody in here. So she obviously popped in. I was giving her descriptions a little roasting because I thought they were a little much. I still think they're a little much, but she knows better than I do. I'll eat my words when it's time to. So I wanted to bring that up first, right? It's cutting in and out. Oh, see, Nancy's in the chat already. And is the audio cutting out for everybody, or is it just the one guy that texts me? Before I keep going any farther. That's the only part I'm showing Nancy from that interview. I'm gonna show a different part that I wanted to show everybody. Again, I did shout out Still Austin's YouTube page. I want everybody to go check that out because I was like on this like Netflix binge style of going over to that channel and just watching almost everything. And I thought it was cool, right? Because one of the parts that you don't see with a lot of distilleries is the behind the scenes stuff, the nerdy stuff that a lot of us like to talk about, whether it's the blending or the distilling side. So I'm actually going to show a few clips from the video of her kind of talking about how she blends the artist one. But I'm going to go ahead and give it one more shot. And see, he's saying it's cutting in and out. Let me call my technical support, get them online. Since we're live, I can kind of do whatever I want, I guess. Calling technical support.
I'm watching you and you're calling me, but
Yeah, call your tech support today. It's the live stream. We can do whatever we want. The audio keeps cutting in and out because it's not sharing.
it's just the interview. It's not you.
No, I don't have it. I'm sharing it through the mic.
Oh, how you asking me how to share it?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to video?
You couldn't just tell me?
Well,
Live technical support, people.
Alright, what would you like? If you're sharing the video?
Yep.
Like pull up that screen you just had.
Yep.
Alright, so you see up there where it has like the camera and then the screen. You want to click the screen. So yeah, hover there. See the center up top by the eyeball and the thumbs up to the left, where it has the camera, the screen, like a play button. Nope, up to the center, top center.
Yep.
Yeah. See how it's you need to highlight the screen. That. That's gonna play the audio from
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I got you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, thanks. You can go back to watching. That's how you do it, boys. You gotta call the people in to get it fixed, you know? All right, let me run it back.
Almost everybody in the United States that you see today in the whiskey world that says that they're doing any kind of production or using French technique.
I just clicked on Bruzel's stuff on accident. It's cutting all.
The moment that the spirit comes out of the still and goes into a barrel.
All right, we may have to scrap that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that didn't go as planned. Yeah, it's cutting out. There's something going on over here. So I will make that guy sounds gorgeous, much better. No, it's freaking out on my end. It's only when I'm sharing it too. I'll try it one more time.
Master blender.
Nah, it's something with the sharing stuff. Can't be doing all that. So I'll make a separate video on that. That's my bad, guys. I should have done a test run or something. Can't call in. Oh, geez, you guys are going nuts. Makata said, dude, where were you this morning? First off, Makata, I was live. I called you out like several times for not being in that stream, by the way. Bro, we were here. Yep, can't call in, no link. I'm here for blackjack. I was pre-gaming hard. Technical support. Yo.
It's working. I don't know why it's not working on your end, but it looks good on our end.
You think so? It's
yeah,
not.
It's playing just fine. Like I mean, when you kept saying, "Oh no," like everyone in the chat's like, "Yeah, it looks fine."
All right, I'll run it. I can't hear it on my side without.
But it looks fine.
All right.
In the whiskey world that says that they're doing.
All right. Technical support said it works. I'm gonna run it as is then, so that way we at least have something to talk about. Let me check that. I can't see this first. No, that's good. All right. Restarting.
Almost everybody in the United States that you see today in the whiskey world that says that they're doing any kind of slow water reduction or using French techniques, they have studied with me and they've taken classes with me. So I'm probably one of 2 or 3 people in the United States who have spread this knowledge. Who the hell am I? Well, that is the question, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So my name is Nancy Fraley. I'm the master blender at Still Austin Distillery in Austin, Texas.
But we're not in Austin, Texas. Where are we?
All right, cool. Now that you heard that part, right? Because that was the main part. Who is she, right? Again, she's in the chat. She could answer these questions better than I can. But again, that's not the main part of this video. Let me catch up. There's a cutting out. Everybody's like, blah, blah, blah. Louis in the chat. Bro, let's not talk about Panthers tonight. We're talking about something else. All right. So in this part, right, she's basically going to show a little bit of her process on how she does some of the blending. And that part, to me, was super cool. So I wanted to kind of show you guys, and then we can talk about it right after. I'm on the wrong page. There we go.
Ready to do right now is to blend the artist, what we call our hoop number 8. I've got all of these samples divided into different lots, and what I'm going to be doing is to go through each lot, take copious notes of what I find, so I get a sense of you know, what part of the rick house the barrels come from and such. I will start in my mind putting down in pencil where I think the samples are going to fit into the blend.
So John sent all of these different samples.
Right.
Okay, so these come from different barrels in the rick house.
Correct.
Afterwards, I'm
Yes.
going to show
And
her
each one has
hoard
a
of
different
alcohol
label.
that I'm jealous of too.
Correct.
And so what does the label represent? Different places in the warehouse?
So what the label represents is the date of distillation and the barrel number. So basically, it's a different lot, and each row that I have here is represents a different lot. A lot being date of distillation. What I don't have here is where the barrels were in the rick house, but I can usually figure that out based upon color, taste profile, amount of spiciness. And there are a number of things I can use, tools, sensory tools that I can use to determine where the barrels came from.
And so these are all rye.
I just want to point out, guys, right, real quick. Just want to point out, I'm over here trying to taste what's in my glass. She can take a random sample and tell you which floor of the rick house it's in and which rick house. I'm just pointing that out. That's a little crazy because there's no way. Like, I'm over here like, there might be cherry. There is cherry. It could be cherry. Maybe it's not. She's like, rick house B, floor 7. It's the third barrel to the left, underneath that one that was leaking a little bit. Just saying, that's some savage stuff right there. Real quick before I get back to the video, she goes, I learned the ancient French blending techniques from my mentor, 10th generation cognac maker, Hubert German Robin, who came to California in 1982 to make a high-end cognac style brandy using the world's grape. I think the rest cut off. Whiskey Barrel says, still Austin's fire. It is. And that's the whole point I wanted to bring to light a little bit of this stuff, is because I think they got about as many subscribers as I do, which is crazy. So I'm trying to get everybody to go to their channel as well, go check them out, and honestly, watch some of those videos, because a lot of the stuff is like whiskey nerds, like heaven right here. I basically binged almost everything. So I just want to go over the last little bit of this, and then we'll get to chatting about it. Back to the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is 100% rye whiskey.
And so what we're doing is he's taking all of the different samples of different barrels, sending them to you, and then you're able to sample each one to determine what amount of each barrel to mix together to create a consistent product.
Yes. I'm going to use all of the liquid from each barrel. What I don't know right now is exactly how I'm going to assemble these samples. We have certain profiles. It's still lost, and I break it down into A profile, B profile, and C profile. What I find in A profile barrels, those are that's usually the majority of the blends. So we could think of, when we're blending, we're trying to kind of build like a pyramid of flavors. So we're trying to build dimension. An A barrel would usually goes at the bottom of this pyramid, and what I'm looking for there is a lot of caramel and vanilla, so a lot of sweetness, but there probably won't be a whole lot of dimension besides that. What I'm looking for next, as we start to build up a blend, is I'm looking for notes that are going to start filling in the holes. Caramel, vanilla, and some spice is interesting, but, well, actually not that interesting by itself. We want a lot more character. That's when I go into to what I would categorize as my B barrels. So this profile tends to have a little bit more character, spiciness, for example, maybe a little what I think of as darker notes. You know, think date, fig, you know, raisin, those sort of heavier kind of notes. Finally,
I like that
the
part.
very tip of the pyramid are what I call the nuanced components, or also the C profile barrel. We don't really have very many of these, but these are casks that in and of themselves are just so aromatically intense that they're overwhelming by themselves. Even as a single barrel, it might be too overwhelming, just out of balance. You know, it has some kind of aromatic intensity that, you know, whether it's spice, smoke, floral, fruitiness, just a very overwhelming. Just a little bit of that in the blend is what wraps everything together, and that's what we're looking for. A batch of 40 barrels, maybe I'll have 1 to 5 of those barrels. I'm never, you know, saying in a 40 barrel blend, I'm never looking for exactly 25 A or, you know, 30 A barrels or 8 B barrels or, you know, 3, you know, 2 C barrels. It's not an exact science, it's art.
See, just how she said it right there, it's not an exact science, it's art. And that's what part of like whiskey and bourbon and all this stuff, where a lot of people get a lot of this hype stuff too, is because it's not just alcohol, right? People can pop on here and be like, oh, alcoholics drinking online and stupid stuff like that, right? But it's a lot of us are just impressed with the artist style of all the bottles, how it's made, the ingredients that go into it, the process involved. And that's why I want to show that. I'm not going to show the whole video. I would highly suggest go watch that whole video. It's really cool. She dives in to say she can basically do like the artist blend and all that stuff by memory, which is also really cool. Maybe later I'll show the her alcohol collection. Like she kind of did a little walk through the house. Bro, she had alcohol everywhere. I feel like that's where I'm going to be at in like another year if my house is just going to be covered. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully I don't have that much. But it was cool. So what's your guys' thoughts on that? Do you guys like the, you know, the artist side of blending and distilling and all that stuff, and do you nerd out with alcohol, or is it something that you're just like, I'm just trying to get a little buzz? So obviously you got the science part too, don't get me wrong. I don't know the science though. I don't even attempt to. My goal, my whole point of this video is to kind of point out there is a lot more to a bottle than people actually really know of. And when you like a bottle, I say dive into it, figure out how it's made, all the details, and that way you can really enjoy every aspect of each bottle. Again, like I said in the last time I reviewed this bottle or drank this bottle, I was impressed with it because it was a 2-year age. And I was like, there's got to be a little bit of something going into this. Hence why we did a deep dive. So Nancy, we appreciate your blending techniques to bring us this amazing whiskey. Hats off to you. Let me catch up with the chat now because I have completely ignored you guys this whole stream so far. Buto back in the chat says, okay, back when tech gets fixed. Yeah, I mean, I can fix it live. That's all we gotta say about that. We just pop in and fix it. He said it was fine for us. It was still freaking out on my side, by the way. Steven, bro, what's up with the Panthers? We don't want to talk about the Panthers. High Top says, smash the like button. Appreciate it. Tuxio says, yes, assert dominance as I'm even bigger fan now. That's the point too, right? It's like kind of shed a little bit of light on this stuff. She says it's much easier to determine what part of the rickhouse barrels come from in a more cool climates at like Wyoming whiskey. I can pick out which row barrel comes from. An A row is the floor, F is the top. Okay, yeah, no, I was just pointing out, like I have trouble figuring out what's in them. And you're picking out which floor. I was just kind of stating like the difference. Bro, why you texting right now? Louis, make a 4-grain bourbon with a wheated bourbon-like makers. Use that as your A component with a little rye bourbon, maybe wild turkey. What do you ask? Oh, he said, since the Queen Master Blender is here, I'd love to know what 2 non-alcohol, Jesus, I think keeps popping up. Non-allocated bourbon bottles should I blend together? Thanks in advance. Ooh, and then she said maybe a little makers, maybe a little rye from Wild Turkey. Let's go ahead and mark that for a future video. Sheldon says that no on blackjack. I mean, we can do a little blackjack in a little bit. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, so again, there's links in the description to Still Austin stuff. Go check them out. There's a lot more videos than that. I'm not going to force them to copyright my video because I'll put everything in there if I really wanted to. Nancy says you definitely got to know the science part behind it too. Kind of like studying archery in a Zen way. First master, then basics, then using your intuition. You know, when I was watching those videos and she was like, hey, like master blender, right? I thought it was a cool title you can just give somebody. But then she kind of explained it, and the way I took it was like, if you're like a chess player, right, to become a master, a chess master, you got to be a chess master. And in this case, you got to study under a blending master, which I also thought was cool. You never really know how much goes into something until you really dive in and figure it out. And I think for a lot of people, especially the ones that watch this channel, I think we were more focused on, you know, bottles and hype and how much something is. And those are all cool points to it. But I also think the, you know, the science part, the artist part, I think all of that plays a good factor in it as well. And, you know, unfortunately for a lot of other distilleries, they don't put information out like that as easily findable, right? It took me one Google search to find all that stuff. Versus where if I look it up for anybody else, I'm not finding it. So, Tuxu says I'm going to Penelope 4 grain, regular makers 46, and Sagamore Spirits Double Oak. See what we created? We created blenders all around the world at this point. We get everybody mixing everything. So, I can turn it into a call-in show, Shelton. If you wanna call in, I can do that. I have to grab the link though. But anyway, this Still Austin stuff. I'm like scared how much I like it because I keep drinking it and I don't want it to go away because I'll have to buy another. You know what I mean? If only blackjack is on, well, blackjack might not be on yet, but I mean, it's getting there. Eventually, we'll be playing some blackjack. I have to turn down the nursery lights. Whiskey Barrel says, just blinded Elijah Craig barrel proof A124 versus Larceny barrel proof C922. Guess who won? I'm going to say probably Larceny. And he says, yeah, I have to admit, it really irks me when people just take the title of master blender without having to put the years in the study, the practice, just proven ability into it, then it just becomes an empty term. Yeah, I know. Like, to be honest, that's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. It's like, hey, your position at this company is now master blender, just because that's like getting a manager position at McDonald's if you just get a random name thrown. It's like, yeah, you're the manager. It's like you've just been there the longest. But kind of diving in, seeing a little bit of your background, that's when you kind of realize, like, oh shit, you know. So. Thought it was cool. So I wanted to shed a little light on it. I wanted everybody to kind of see what I saw because I don't think everybody knows. When I checked some of the comments and stuff like that, I saw it was a lot of YouTubers, right? Other whiskey YouTubers, which I thought was cool. But I just don't think the people that are actually drinking the stuff, besides the people talking about it on YouTube, actually watched it. So I just wanted to shed it out to a couple other people. That way you guys can check it out for yourselves. We have a caller on the line. Let me ring them in. Oh, I got an intro for him, I guess. Let me run the beat. caller. You're on the air.
What's up, big dog?
What's going on, bud?
You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why it won't pick up my camera, but what's funny is I'm on my eCam too, and I called. It
You
rang
called
into
yourself?
my eCam.
That's funny. By the way, guys, this is technical support. If you didn't know, Ecamm calls in live whenever you have technical support. Apparently,
It's incredible company. They are top notch. Little
hey,
nip
are
slip
they
there.
paying for that sponsorship we're going over here?
Only dad's there. My bad, boys.
Yeah. Whiskey Barrel says I want to try the blue corn and the red corn seasonal bourbons. Yeah, me too. I saw somebody talking about the blue corn one, and I was like, I gotta pick that one up. I think that one's gonna be. Did he just hang up on me? He just hung up on me. I do think the blue corn is going to be a distillery only thing, but I'm not sure. There you go. You hung up on me.
Yeah, technical support isn't very technical. I clicked the X on my end and hung up.
That's fine. But he did. Whiskey Barrel also said larceny won. Yeah, I mean, I like Elijah Craig, but I do know larceny is in blinds does typically win. What are you drinking on, bud? Bro, what do you keep clicking off for? He needs technical support. He'll call me. Technical support.
I just want to hear my intro again.
I'm not gonna do it every time you hang up. What are you drinking on?
Just water and energy drink.
Oh, hard stuff. I see.
Yeah.
Who's that blended by?
Is that Asher?
Bro, he's going nuts.
Does he not?
I had a feeling
everybody
could hear him, but I was like, "There's nothing I can do about it."
Can you tell him that we're freaking live?
I tried, but he doesn't. He don't have time for none of that.
It's
I'm over here trying to talk about something, and he's just. Ah!
Yeah, it's kids, dude. It's just like all about me. What's next for me? You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Tuxedo said, Fraley, I'm glad you touched on that. I wanted to ask you, actually, is there anyone in the business who has the title you think shouldn't have it? Oh, damn, bro, she ain't going to leave that kind of gas out. Says, if you don't think you should answer it, I understand. I don't think she should answer it. That's like emptying out the gas tank on YouTube. She goes, short, Tuxedo Cat, short answer to that is a definite yes. And there's many, but I can't answer that one publicly. Hey, we getting the whiskey. The tea, but you know,
the full scoop there.
The full scoop. There probably is people out there because I was kind of pointing out like somebody could just slap on the label master and just say they are, but she kind of shows that she did, which was super cool because you never know. You good, fam?
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at the monitor.
Yeah, I hate my screens like this, but you're on this. You're here. So,
I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I just didn't know if you were
got that going on right now.
Talking to Beckett or something.
I'm frustrated that no, he's asleep. I'm frustrated that I missed the UFC call-in show. That feels like I just
you did miss.
Put me in a complete blender. I was full. Like I'm prepared now. Like this is what I prepared for earlier. Like this is what I thought. You know,
you prepared to use your crappy camera. I get it.
No, I was gonna look at me. I'm sit down, ready to go. I'm gonna go live on my High Top Reacts. Get that thing back up, cranked up, and going here. About 30 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were saying like while you're live on this. I was like, dang.
I mean,
are we playing blackjack, or you want to do that later? Is what you're saying?
I'm ready to go now. I'm waiting on you.
I don't know. Is everybody wanting to do blackjack already? You still want to talk whiskey? Like, what are we doing, boys?
Yeah, I made your call. I mean, I'm here for the ride, boys.
He's like, I'm here for the ride. You're drinking water. I don't know if you're here to ride anything.
That's true. Have
you had the Still Austin? Have you tried this yet?
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I had a chair right here.
I realized I looked at my bar today, and I feel like I matured. I'm getting old, man. It's down to like 3 bottles. It's just keep it simple. Just keep it simple, stupid. You know, I got Buffalo Trace. I got that Whiskey Riff barrel, which is like Buffalo Trace. New Riff, yeah. Which is like Buffalo Trace's sister. I love both of those. And then honestly, that third bottle is going to rotate between Woodford, Angel's Envy, and like a Knobbs Creek. That now the new riff could honestly be the rotating bottle. I
The
feel
new riff
like
came out with a 7 or an 8 year, I can't remember. One which is going to have a little bit more juice behind it. I think you'll like that one. The
what's this one?
what?
What's the one that I have now? Like what is it? I don't know.
You just have the single barrel,
Okay.
which is still good. But
No, away.
also, I don't know if you saw Angels. You know how like we like the Woodford's Double Oak.
Yeah, I saw your post of Angel Envy. I saw it on the. I meant to comment on it that you need to get it, but yeah, I did. I did see that.
Yeah,
saw your
I don't typically.
post. I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah,
Very active.
I try to post some stuff. Give everybody the update. When I see something like that, I want to share that out too. I think I like double oak. So for Angels to drop out a little triple oak, I think I got to pick it up.
Did you just click something?
No. Why?
I just hear Cody. How do I hear Cody right now?
Are you good, fam? You sure that was water?
Bro, Cody. I hear Cody.
The crying? That's a kid.
No, Cody, I didn't call you. What did I call you on? Bro, this is weird. I didn't call you on Ecamm.
I can't hear him.
Dude, this is hilarious. Can you hang up, Cody? I don't know. I think because we're all logged into my Ecamm. It's I'm calling into Ricky's live show. This is so weird. I can't see you. I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's not like on a call in for mine either.
You don't have to answer my call. Just don't answer my call. Just hang up. Yeah. Bye.
Buddy's having technical difficulties more than I am. Nancy says, then again, there are some true masters out there that never get the proper credit and are too humble to ever promote themselves. That's facts. I definitely think that's a thing out there too. Tuxio says, sends entire shipment to Eric. Makata says blackjack. Yep, we can break out like a little blackjack-ish. What Illuminati stuff? Am I missing comments or something? This is some Illuminati shit right now. Eric says, we know his name now besides Call Me Old Fashioned. Thanks, High Top. That's funny. Tuxio says, yeah, Eric, I was going to say High Top, but the name drop. Bro, buddy has no idea where he's going. I don't even think he said the right name. He said Cody. My name's not Cody, by the way, guys. Sean says, I'm doing landscaping, or Hendrik says, I'm doing landscaping right now, so I'm wrapping up right now, but this is a good live stream. Can you tell your friend that I said hi? Well, he keeps hanging up on me, but when he comes back, I'll tell him you said hi. All right, I don't know if he's coming back, so I'm just going to go back to my main widescreen here. And yeah, we can chat about other stuff.
This is so weird. I can't see you. I have no clue what you're talking
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there we go. That's funny. There we go. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what a Cody is on the dummy. Is the dummy on the other end? I mean, he was in the stream earlier, so I mean, I imagine or in the chat in the stream earlier, so I imagine he's probably a little toasted. And he said, Tater Dom, sorry, I missed your comment earlier. Is Tater Dom even in here? Oh, I did. What up, Tater? There's a bunch of people in here. I missed all their comments. Anybody I did miss earlier, appreciate you popping in. Welcome to the stream. We've had technical issues. We've had other issues. We're all over the place. Appreciate you stopping by either way. Sean says, Daddy. Hendrix. Damn it, bro. Change the name to Hendrix on there. Drive me nuts. Eric says, TC, this video will get taken down. You never know. It's like, and this time, not because of me. I'm definitely taking it down because of you, Kat. Bro, it is just so hot in this room right now. But anyway, boys, I'll remake that video separately without all the technical issues. So that way it can all be in one spot and a little bit better. Live stream is hard to do that stuff. I knew it was going to be hard in general, but I didn't expect the technical issues. That's on me. Eric says, high five. Can you guys hear my kid just losing his mind out there? So he is trying to call in, but I don't see anything. My volume's up. Sounds to me like the rent is due. Oh, sounds like me when rent is due. Yeah, same. It sounds like me when it's due too. Hendrik says, didn't mean to call you daddy. I meant that for my dad. Don't try to back up now with it. You already called me it. That's so funny. It's all like this because this is supposed to be our Friday stream because we didn't go live at 8:45 yesterday. We did a late night hangout thing, but after the Panthers game, so it was pretty late. So this is supposed to make up for the what the heck? Send me a direct message. What's happening here? Bro, I may have to go check on him. Sounds like me when I go for a pour and the bottle's empty. Bro, big facts. I just want to point out, guys, this is why I like doing the up and down streams. They're a lot easier to manage. These wide ones, for some reason, always have issues. I'm just pointing it out. Anyways, so what are you guys drinking on the night? Sound off in the chat. You guys, are you drinking tonight? You having a pour? Are you having an old fashioned? What are we doing? Put a little music back in. Kata says, sounds like me this morning at 10 PST and no Call Me Old Fashioned stream. Well, I mean, I don't know. I was live. I just don't know where you were. So I went 10 for 10 on my bets. Won a bunch of money. Gonna retire early. Tuxu says, you know what curves the blues? More booze. Sometimes. Not all the time, though. Sorry, boys. I'm distracted all over the place. I'm trying to get this fixed. Trying to get that fixed. Now he says vape. No, I like daddy. It sounds better, you know? Tuxedo says, I'm drinking Stellar barrel strength. Okay. Sounds like it's not a mimosa and not a Cosmo, which normally you're drinking. So, good on you. I'm having a couple pours of Still Austin, and then I'm going to put it back so I don't drink it all. And then we'll move into something else. Trying to figure out. There was somebody new in the chat earlier, and I didn't even acknowledge him. I feel bad. Liz says, I think if we have new neighbors upstairs, apparently. The last ones were brutal, but apparently, Liz says we just welcome the new people upstairs with the kid crying. Tuck says, I went to buy a lottery ticket today, and the store gave me the stupidest numbers. Stupidest winning numbers. Eric says, off subject, I got my order of my hoodie and small shirt today. I think that should be my last order for a minute. Hopefully you don't have more coming that you don't remember. But I don't think you have any more in process. Are you saying that because you want to be able to fit into the small shirt or something? Whiskey Blender says, I've been to Cuba lately with a Mexican Coke from the bottle, Jamaican rum, slice of lime. Okay, that sounds delicious. Bro, Mexican Coke is definitely better than regular Coke. Y'all can fight me on it. Eric says, TC, I sent you a screenshot the numbers you gave me if you want to try them. High Top says, oh, you got new neighbors? We do. It's I'll tell you about them later. Tuxedo says, small shirt, LOL, muscle's gonna be popping. High Top says, how the tables have turned. I know. Makata says, 4 roses. Makata, you always drink 4 roses. You gotta switch it up. Tuxedo says, nah, Eric, I got my own good ones. Eric, you play it for me and you then. Whiskey Blender said, Tuxedo, well, if you win, please sign your ticket over me. Whiskey Blender, you're gonna have to get in line because we established last night that we're splitting it 3 ways. Eric's gonna get a piece, and then I'm gonna get a big piece, and then Cat's gonna keep his piece. It's because it's all happening in my chat, and I feel like, you know, I'm a part of it. Ooh, almost knocked it over. Don't know what we should have next, boys. You know what I need to get as well? I need to get another bottle of the St. Augustine Florida Straight Bourbon. I really like drinking that stuff, but I can only get it at Total Wine or the distillery here. A lot of the other places have not been carrying it, which is weird enough, you know? I'll send a decoy while I catch the real one. Well. She says, oh heck, I'll be happy with even 1/4 of it. Exactly. Nothing wrong with a fourth. Kind of cut my piece down a little bit, but I mean, whatever. I guess it's okay. I'm not sharing my screen, so let me pull this up real quick. Bro, my chat is super delayed, just so everybody knows. Like, if you guys are asking me something and it takes me a while to respond, that's not technically me, but it's me. Eric says, I think we may be able to fit you in. That's it, though. Nobody else is getting fit into that equation. We're locking in at 4. Any less than 25%, it's not even worth it anymore because of the taxes. Danielle says, hello. Danielle, we're still not talking to you. Tuxedo says, if we're sharing is what I have to do to summon some winning luck, I'll share 7/8. No, just fourths. That's all we need to do. Liz says, sorry, boys. High Top says, bring Asher on. I'm pretty sure she's gone to sleep. We want the kid. We want the kid. We want the cup, bro. I can't show you that. I was going to show you the snap I was sent, but let's see. Tuxedo says, it's okay, EH. You doing good? Eric says, no worries. Everybody, oh, it's okay when she says sorry, but when I say sorry, the world is burning. Whiskey Blender says, which of the St. Augustine bourbons, although I've never been their master blender, I've consulted for them for the past 7 to 8 years. My twin sister lives 20 minutes away from the distillery. I know you were here last time and you said she lives like 5 minutes away from me, which I thought was cool. So for theirs, I do like their Florida Straight, just their regular like baseline bourbon. I like that a lot, but I also like their toasted. Their port, I'm not a big like port finish. A lot of people like their port finish, but I'm just not a fan. And I don't have the balls enough to buy the expensive ones. But when I go to Total Wine, or really anywhere on like a Friday or Saturday that's selling St. Augustine stuff, they're always doing samples. They're really good about their samples. And I just try them all. I just drink them all because free always tastes good. So their Florida Straight bourbon's like my go-to. Liz says, absolutely not. He's 10 out of 10 over Tireds. Show Me Proof says, cheers one and all. Welcome. Show Me the Proof. Welcome to the stream. Liz says he needs to go to bed. I just got him to sleep on me. Tux says, oh man, I'm way behind the chat. Tux says, when I'm president, after we abolish HOAs, Eric, I think the next thing we need to do is mandate all apartment complexes to be eliminated with upstairs apartments. That way terrible. Upstairs neighbors, go away. Bro, the last neighbors we had, oh my God. It would be every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. They'd run from this back room all the way to the front of the house, like if they thought they were Godzilla. Jim Proof says he's going to pour some Still Awesome bottled in bond. Show me the proof. We were talking about Still Austin. We were talking about Nancy, the master blender, earlier as well, who's also in the chat. But I was basically saying, like, if you guys are like whiskey nerds, you like fun stuff, check out Still Austin's YouTube page. They got some cool videos on there. You can always rewatch it later, but I'm gonna remake the video because we had some technical difficulties today. He's like, I do it for the brownie points. Eric says, I'm done with you, EH. R is my favorite now. Yeah, Liz Shelton name dropped me, so everybody knows apparently. Whiskey Blender says, I'm going to try to get St. Augustine Distillery to finally just break down and buy a column still. I would love to get help both with quality. Would love to have, man, my chat moves so quick. Would love to have help with both quality, and they'd also be able to lay down some serious liquid. I would help with both quality and also be able to lay down some serious liquid. The only thing I think, I don't know if they have it, you know, I could be wrong, but one thing St. Augustine needs is like a cask strength. They may have it and I just don't know about it, but that's the one thing that I think would be money. Liz says no EP. Oh. Is he gonna call him Mara? He's like, yeah. Show me proof says, I love that blue corn. There's a, maybe I'm wrong. So show me proof, if you've had it, is it a distillery only or is that released out? Daniel says, well, cheers anyways. Cheers, Danielle. Yeah, I'm still mad. I'm still butthurt. I feel like her juju from Canada came and knocked my Panthers off and I'm just not happy about it. So until this series is over, me and Danielle are completely enemies, so. And if the Panthers lose, probably a week after that. Show me proof says it was released, had it for a while. Okay. I gotta get me one of those. I watched a few videos on it. I was like, I need to try that. Barney for Whiskey says, hey y'all. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, okay. Bottle and Bond Blue Corn, like all bottles of Bond is released all over the place. Okay. Well, I need to go find me some. I've seen the red corn, but I chose this one over the red corn when I was picking which one I was going to get. Daniel says, call me old fashioned, it's not me. I hate to tell you, it's you. It's you. You came in, we were like this. 1, 2, 3. We just needed 4, and you came in and we went, meow. So, we'll see. Just know, just go into your voodoo room, take back the bad juju on the Panthers, and we can call it even when we win on Monday. Whiskey Blender says, this fall at Still Austin, we are having a cigar blend bourbon coming out. The blue corn is about 60% of the blend, followed by the red and the white. No cast finishing on this one. That's the one I was talking about, Nancy. That's the one I saw the video on and everybody was like, ooh. So I was like, ooh. But yeah, a little cigar blend from Still Austin I think would be delicious. Bonnie Voicey says, should have got the red corn. It's limited batch quantity. Bonnie Voicey, you're always a day late and $1 short with all the good info. Because I did a poll and said, which one should I buy? And you guys just said this one. But there was a comment section where you said, Could have said, hey, scrap that one, get the red corn. That's the one to go to. Just saying. It's too late now. Yeah, Eric says, I guess there's another bottle to add to the list. I know. My grocery list, in a sense, is always pretty steep. Danielle Laughface, she says, and if you don't win, well, Danielle, I'm gonna block you from the channel forever. I don't know what to tell you. You have to wait till next year when we win again, and then I can unblock you then. You didn't say red corn in the poll. I didn't know I had to. I thought you were going to come in with the knowledge like you did this time. All right. Bonding, what we'll do is I'm just going to DM you, and then anytime I have a whiskey decision, I'll just run it by you, and you can just tell me if I'm wrong or right. There's a second edition of the Still Austin Bottle and Bond Red Core that was just released. It's roughly 4 years, 11 months to 5 years and 2 months. So older and better than last year. See? That's why I waited. I was waiting for that one. I know, it is kind of weird because I was doing a whole video on her and now she's here, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I know more this time. Yeah, during the week, right, when I was watching Kid, we basically, I'd feed him, I'd play with him, feed him, put him to sleep, and then when he'd sleep, I'd just watch the Still Austin videos on my phone. They were all fairly interesting. It gave me a strong urge to open up my own distillery, but I'm not built like that, so we're not going to do that. When Bonnie Whiskey says, I got you. Show me the proof says, I'm waiting for my 21090 bottle. 21090. Makata says, what's a good starter cigar? I mean, everybody's going to have their own opinions. For me, a good starter cigar that is good is these acids. Let me switch cameras real quick. Gotta get some of this stuff off the way. So, how do we get in the light? My propped one. So that's what it looks like. But the paper is, like, when you taste it, it actually has like a really good flavor on the paper. So for me, it smokes well. They're really decently priced. You can buy like a pack. I don't know the price anymore. It's basically like 10 bucks a cigar, which for me is pretty standard. And I don't know, I just like those a lot. And I wasn't like big into cigars when I was smoking those originally. I have some few other things. I have a couple more complex ones, but like, when I have a cigar, I don't care for complexity. I want something that's just good. That's all I care about. I'm not like the cigar guy, but I think Jeremy Sears, he has like a whole cigar channel, I believe. He does like other shit too, like some whiskey, some cigars, some man shit, which is, his channel's really fun to watch too. But he's probably the guy you want to talk to about cigars. Show me proof says, is there a pick at Still Austin? Is it their pick at Still Austin? Oh, it is there. Bro, this thing is driving me nuts. Oh. Well, send me half of it. I want to try it. No, you smoke the paper. The perk of it though is like when you're smoking it, instead of having like just tobacco taste on the paper, it has like the, I don't know, bro. They gotta be painting it with candy or something because it's very sweet. Bonnie Whiskey said, never had a cigar or a cigar blend. Bonnie Whiskey, with what you tell me about your palate, like in the spicier stuff, you'll probably like a cigar blend bourbon. I think that would fit well with you. I don't recommend you smoking cigars if you don't already. Like, they're cool. They're fun to have every once in a while, but like, I'm never going to tell somebody to go smoke if they don't. Guy says, thanks, man. I'm going to look for those. Yeah, grab one. Let me know if you like them. You can buy one at a time, too. That's another big perk with them. And really, you can't go wrong with any of the acids. There's multiple out there, so. Ooh. She says maybe Romeo and Juliet. Capulet to start as well. Rocky palate even. Okay, okay. Pull that over. Oh man, that was way too big. Whole thing there. There's a reason why I always recommend acids is just because I feel like it's like very family friendly-esque. Where most of the time when somebody asks me like what's a good starter cigar, they usually have never had a cigar. And I go like, I don't want to give you something with some complexity that will just knock their socks off. Buto says back. Well, welcome back, bud. Long time no see. Anything happen? A bunch of technical difficulties, a little talking about whiskey, some more technical difficulties, a call in, and then technical difficulties on his side. So, did you really miss anything? Probably not. But we're having fun just sitting here. Talk about a little whiskey and baby's crying. Butu says, man, I need a cigar. Monica Lewinsky, Cuban. I don't want to comment on that because I think what I'm thinking is. Buto says, how's it hanging? Probably a little to the left, baby. We check on the wife, make sure she's good. Quite a wrapper on that cigar, Mikata. Whiskey Blender says, yeah, if you've never smoked a cigar, you don't want to start with something that's going to put you out for 2 days. You're right on that. I had a cigar one time. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember it was early on. I smoked that thing, and I felt like I was dying for like a day or two. Butu says, do you like the still awesome stuff? Old fashioned. Are you just calling me OF, or are you saying in an old fashioned? No, I really like the still awesome stuff. There was a whole video today, bro. I usually don't make separate videos besides review on certain bottles or distilleries, but I really like this stuff. I think it's really well made. But I've only had this one, so I always preference with that. Like obviously I got to try the rye, I got to try the red corn now. I got to buy like 15 bottles apparently, but besides having to get a bunch of other stuff, I really like this bottle in particular. This one is one I've had. This one's obviously the Still Austin cast strength. It's 116 proof. Yeah, 116 proof. Bro, I was pointing it out earlier. Yeah, he's calling me old-fashioned. No, I get it. Technical difficulties on the thinking. What I was pointing out, though, earlier was this Russell's is a Russell's 10-year, right? And it may need a little bit of light back here. Maybe not. That's a pretty good example, though, huh? Maybe not. Like the light, the coloring, it's not a good example. The coloring on the Russells is so much lighter for a 10-year age than the Still Austin looks dark. And I was like, that's gonna have some flavor in it, which it does. It has tons of flavor in it. So, some people won't like that. Some people will. For me, I like that it has some color on it. I like that it has tons of flavors. So I was super impressed when it was only a 2-year. Whiskey Blender said, I actually started smoking a pipe 35 years ago, then with cigars 25 years ago. I actually prefer my pipe because I can control the amount of tobacco I want to smoke and not waste it. Yeah, that's probably smart. That's probably what I should do, because normally when I go for a cigar, I never want to have a whole one. I always like leave like a little bit, and I'm like, I'll smoke the rest later, and I never do. I still have one on the porch from the last live stream. It's probably soaked from the rain earlier, but Bujo says, okay, come to Austin. I'll take you to lunch and dinner, and we'll go to the distillery. Bujo, are you in Texas? And then after, he's like, get my belly. Dude, the color could be fake. No. That'd be weird if it was fake. But it's it obviously, like, being in Texas is a lot hotter, so that barrel is going to be putting off some juice to the stuff just simply because of that. But I like that it has a lot of extra flavor, and you can tell because of the color. Similar to cigar brands. I have some old McLean's tobacco. Yes, Austin. Damn, bro. You're right next to the distillery then. You can go all the time. You can pick me up all the good stuff is what you're saying. 2 miles? Bro, I would live at the distillery if that was the case. Do they have an open bar there? The New Riff Distillery has this crazy bar upstairs. I've never been. I saw a video. And I was like, I gotta go drink there. I think that'd be cool. At Still Austin, we use 53-gallon independent stave barrels, char, number 3, 24 months, yard seasoning. We've found that that's actually too small of a barrel for the Texas heat and humidity. I can imagine. It's hot in Texas. Boozer says I can get you an interview with... Maybe. I don't really do interviews too often. I'll workshop it. We'll see. But yes, they have an open bar. Yeah, I'd live there. Makai says Arizona tobacco makes me sleepy. Yeah, Whiskey Blender says Buto, adding color to bourbon is illegal. Buto, by the way, if you didn't know, Whiskey Blender is the one who blends this bottle. That was what today's video was about when you left in the middle of it. I'm saying. You would have stayed for the video, you would have known. You would have known. He's like, sorry. So sorry. She's like, I'm smoking that green stuff. Spinach is not good, you know? Bro, do you guys remember that guy that came in the stream like last week? That says he has the whole YouTube channel on smoking green? I went over to his stream, bro. Exactly what I expected from it. It was quite funny. He's a cool dude, but he really was smoking weed on YouTube. He's like, yes, got that. I'm just telling you, that's all. The one thing though is I don't like Texas that much. Every time I go to Texas, I get lost. There's nothing. It's middle of nowhere most of the time for me when I'm driving through it. I've never been to Austin, but I've been to Dallas. I'm a member of the Order of the Nancy. Tuxio says, sign me up too. I'd love to be a henchman. Yes, adding any kind of additive outside of water, which is illegal additive, is entirely illegal. Which is kind of cool. Can you imagine? I'm not saying like any distillery for that matter, just adding like black and brown food coloring, but like it's super aged. I could see that from this Crappy little bottle. It has some color on it, but it doesn't have any flavor. I can see them doing some weird stuff like that. Not that they do, by any means. That's obviously from Sazerac, but... Buto, what? He said, dude, fly into Austin. I'll pick you up and take you to a hotel. First off, I'm a little bit more of an expensive date than that, just a random hotel guy. Like, I'm a Marriott member. Next day we go to still Austin and MNG. Is that before or after you review me? No, one day I'll definitely, I mean, it definitely would be easier to fly into Texas. Last time I drove and oh man, it was so bad. It's like 18 hours from me, just to like East Texas. And I did it after like a long like night shift and drove in, horrible drive. But yeah, no, I think probably after this wedding season, and I slowed down quite a bit. Kata says Tux will only take you to a Sizzler. Hey, if he's buying, I'm eating. I don't care. But yeah, after this wedding season, I'll probably attempt to go to more distilleries to go hang out, find some bottles that you can't get on the shelf some other places. Like I want to do the Bourbon Trail. I want to go to New Rift, still Austin. Probably a little bit too far away is the Redwood Empire, but I would love to go there as well. Captain Black. You can be OF guide. He's like, I'm on my way. No Sizzler. I'm a gourmanded. You need an Outback. They have Outback here. They just also opened up a Longhorn, like right down the road. Do you guys know what Jet's Pizza is? This is like a Miami thing. Like we, when I lived in Miami, there was this pizza place called Jet's Pizza. It's like a Chicago style place. They just want to open one up right down the road from me. Delicious. I had it tonight. Call the date. I mean, any kind of travel for me is going to be definitely towards like November. Obviously, like wedding season, it's going to be picking up here soon. And September, I'm fully booked. October I probably will be like not on YouTube a lot in October, just simply because I'm that busy, which is a good thing. Mr. Fraley was my father. Jets in St. Louis too? Bro, delicious stuff, bro. It's not the best pizza I've ever had, but like compared to like a Papa John's or a Pizza Hut, at least around here, Jets blew it out the water. I'll take a ribeye, please. More fat than steak, please. Yeah, I agree. Mr. Mom says, if you go to Austin, go to Ironworks Barbecue. Is that the best barbecue is what we're saying? Josh in the chat, welcome back. Josh says, good evening, all cheers. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Normally by now I kind of switch streams and do like a little hangout stream, but I haven't really felt like switching everything up yet. All right, let me stop drinking this. I like drinking this, but I'm gonna switch it up. After like one more pour. After one more. Let's see if the kid's asleep. He's like, I love it. Okay. Iron barbecue. Iron Works barbecue it is then. Tuxedo says, I'm going to dip for a little, y'all, but I'll come back if I hear my name. I'm just going to have somebody call your name out every 60 seconds to have you doing whiplash. Whiskey Blender says, I was just working at Still Austin last week. Boy, it was hot. I can only imagine what Texas feels like now. Obviously, like, Florida is just as hot. Like, Texas has, like, a different kind of heat, too. So it's... Kind of says, Saturday Night Live, let's get weird. It's only 10 o'clock here. I don't know if it's a weird time yet, but eventually. Eventually. Mikado's all ready to get weird. We were supposed to be weird this morning, bro. You blew me off. I don't know, but I don't like the heat. I like the cold. That's why I even travel to North Carolina so much, because I love going up because it's nowhere near as hot. It's a nice break. What I also like is when it first starts getting hot here, it's still cold up there. So if I want to escape from the heat, I just take a quick drive. I remember I left here, it was 85, 90-ish degrees. I got to North Carolina, and it was 28 degrees that night. And I was like, this is nice. That's what I needed. It's also why I do a lot of my travel towards the winter and fall too, of course. Budo says, no ironwork, blah. Go to Lockhart and have some real barbecue. Well, now I'm conflicted. Which one's better, guys? I don't think you can go to Texas without getting barbecue, so. I don't even think that's an option. You have to. It's kind of what you do, right? Do they have anything else there food-wise? Dual screen sometimes throws me off, but Mr. Mom says, Fraley, it isn't even August or September yet. I am a native Texan, grew up on the Gulf Coast near Corpus Christi, and then in Dallas. That's why I said Texas gets hot too. Okada says, dude, you said you're going to start the UFC stream at 10 PST, which is 12 my time. He's like, I was sitting with a bottle in hand waiting like a loser. I mean, I went live eventually. I didn't wake up till 1 o'clock my time. So. That's why I went live. I went live at 3 when the main card started. Did you see that? Kyle, first off, you said you lost every bet. If you didn't bet Whittaker for knockout, you were crazy to start with. But his knockout was nasty. Oh my God, turned that dude into a baby deer. Just, Whiskey Blender says, I'll be heading back to Jacksonville on Friday. I absolutely love it here. As a Skinnerd fan, it's paradise. I don't know about paradise, but it's nice here. I don't care for the Jacksonville part as much as I do like St. Augustine. Jacksonville has its perks, but I don't know, I like St. Augustine better if I was going to choose one of the two. But it's not horrible here right now. But I'm I'm a wimp with the heat. I'm as white as you can possibly get. I'm mayonnaise colored, you know? I'll go out in the sun, I'm gonna burn. Lockhart is a town, has 5 to 7 barbecue places. He's like, we are your friends, Makata. My wife says I don't have any friends. Damn, bro, my bad. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, except for like Whittaker. I would have took Whittaker. He's like, you don't ever bet against the Russians. Did you see the red-haired Khabib mixed with Ed Sheeran? That was a good fight too. Yeah, Whittaker's the Aussie King, bro. He's nasty, bro. That uppercut, I felt that for an hour after the stream. I would, I definitely, I was taking Whittaker regardless. Whiskey says, yes, I have to admit, I like St. Augustine better than Jack's too. I just don't do cold weather anymore though. Can't stand it. Ugh. I love me a cold day. That's why I like going to North Carolina, because whenever it's like cold, there's always a possibility for snow. Even when it's like ice and kind of slushy outside where people don't like that, I enjoy it. I love being able to like be on the verge of like frostbite. I always can get warmer. In the heat, I can never get colder. I'm always just like, all right, let's just sweat, which I don't like. But yeah, if anybody hasn't been to St. Augustine, you guys need to visit St. Augustine. They have a fun little downtown area. Like they got the sites, they got some good bars, they got some good food. I don't go down there a lot just because I hate traffic, but I like to hide inside my house and have my own little bar here. Eric says, is it true that Jake Paul backed out of the Tyson fight? Supposedly Tyson had medical issues, so the fight was postponed. And it's supposedly postponed till November, but Jake Paul's taking another fight in the meantime. Now, will the Tyson fight ever actually happen? Probably not, if I had to guess. But I don't keep up with that kind of stuff too much. I kind of like hear the passings. UFC, I kind of keep up with to an extent, just because I don't know, I like the UFC. But I more or less keep up with like certain fighters. Like, obviously, like basic. Like I like Conor McGregor, Sean O'Malley, Volk, Patty the Batty. A few random dudes throughout the divisions too, but. Get some water. Mr. Mom says, what's your opinion on Proper 12? Mr. Mom, I wish you would have been here in the first live stream when we were watching the fights, because I gave like a full analogy on it. But the quickest breakdown I can give you is Proper 12 on a random Tuesday sucks. It's not good, right? Don't bother drinking it. Like, it's not bad, right? If you like that kind of stuff. But for me, it's only good when you're watching like a McGregor fight. When you're watching UFC event, McGregor's on the card, drinking Proper 12, a little Irish flag flying in the house, maybe some Irish flag overalls. It's more of like part of the experience, so you enjoy it a lot more. You throw on a little Irish accent, you go a little crazy with it. That's what I would have done. But like, if I pulled out Proper 12 today, I wouldn't care for it. Eric says, I saw a video that said Jake Paul canceled the fight unless I was dreaming it. If you're dreaming about Jake Paul, Eric, I don't know. We got to talk about that. Whiskey Blender says, I'm a native East Tennessean from Knoxville and Kingsport. I also grew up in Atlanta. I remember a bunch of ice and snowstorms in the 70s and 80s. In 93, we had a freak snowstorm. Hate that stuff. I've never been in a snowstorm. I've been in snow, but I've never even seen it falling. So if that kind of gives you an idea of why I like the cold. Show Me Proof said, did love Miami, 72 to 75 for school. Had many good times. Show me the proof. You were in school during 72 and 75? And show me the proof. Are you also from Miami? Because that's where I'm from. Eric says, Fraley, I remember the snowstorm of 93 also here in Kentucky. Luther says, having a Manhattan with a cigar, very tasty. It's been a while since I've had a Manhattan. Have you guys had, I know you guys aren't big on premix stuff, but has anybody had the Bullet premix Manhattan? And if so, thoughts? Because I almost pick it up every time I see it, but I'm like, why waste the money if I don't want it? Eric, wow, you too? You were without power in Knoxville for about 10 days, miserable. What was your experience? Mr. Mom says, a buddy gifted me a bottle. I think it's meh. I prefer Jameson, especially Jameson Black Barrel. Well, yeah, I mean, both of those are better than Proper 12. Proper 12 has the branding of McGregor, and that's why it sells. Without McGregor, it's not really worth anything. But that's also part, like what I said, it's part of the experience, right? If you're drinking Proper 12, watching McGregor fight, everything, it's tasting better regardless, because you're part of it, you know? Buto says, how's your baby doing old-fashioned? I mean, if you were here, like maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour ago, he was losing his mind and everybody could hear him in here. But currently, he's asleep. So the wife did a good job putting him down to sleep, and now he'll probably be out for a couple hours at least, and then I'll have to get up and give him a bottle or something. There he is, sleeping like a baby. We have one of those fancy beds that has everything, so that's where that's from. Makata says, yes or no? Own a cowboy hat? No, not anymore. Especially if you mean like Cowboys, a football team. I'm not a Cowboys fan. Buto says, bleh. Come on. Make a Manhattan with the... I mean, I don't even think I have everything to make a Manhattan. UOM. Oh, born in UP of Michigan. Oh. I was born in Miami-Dade. So. Nickelodeon. Kind of just warms you up. Buto says, old-fashioned, 2-to-1 ratio. Bourbon, red, vermouth. I don't have vermouth. Oh, splash of bitters and a cherry. I mean, basically, an old-fashioned at that point. Tuxedo said, Mikado said Tuxedo Cat. Wouldn't it be funny if he was the next comment? If he's not the next comment directly, you know what I mean? Whiskey Blender says, well, that must have been fun. At first, getting out of school back in 93, but wow, 17 days without power, crazy. We had a hurricane, like, I don't remember which years it was, here in St. Augustine. Everybody kind of talks about the year that, I think it was 04, 05, something like that. There was 3 hurricanes that hit us back to back to back. One of them was Charlie, I remember. And I remember we got out of school for so long. We were out of power for like 2 months. That's what it may have been less than that, but it felt like 2 months at least. I remember we had empty out all the food and we were cooking on a grill, and we made an apple pie on the grill, and it was delicious. Buddha says you need to learn some bourbon cocktails. I know bourbon cocktails. I know the ones that I like drinking. She says, widen out your horizons. CT, help me out here. Cat. Bro, I have a whole video on like making different cocktails. Mr. Mom says, I think I'm going to do a 20-ounce Freezadora Manhattan. I've gotten sweet vermouth to use up. Show me proof says I had an experience sleeping in Miami-Dade Mall parking lot. The Dolphin Mall? Kind of says you were in school in 04, 05? Yeah, probably. How old do you think I am, bro? PK. Name one bourbon cocktail. I was talking about a whiskey lemonade earlier. That's the one that I was like, you know what, I could really go for that right now because of the sun. Now that's not like a complicated one. But in the video, I also did a whiskey sour. I did a bullet smash, I think it was called. So okay, 22. I'm not 22. God, I never even graduated. I dropped out in like 7th grade. Got my GED the same year, within like a month. And I've been on my own ever since. Buto, what are you like trying to challenge me or something? I can have you call in. You can show me how to make everything then. Just teach me. What the fuck's that Jedi's name? Qui-Gon Jinn? Qui-Gon Jinn? Yoda? Fuck it. We'll call you Yoda. Oh, fuck me. What is that? Why? Mr. Mom says, have you done an Arnold Palmer / lemonade and bourbon? I did, but not like a fancy one. Like the one I did, I was doing a review with the Crown Royal Blackberry. And their whole thing was make a blackberry lemonade. So the first one I did was just blackberry, ground lemonade, couple garnishes. And then I started mixing in Sprite, and then I moved from Sprite to sweet tea, and then we did a whole bunch of stuff with them. Buddha says, not trying to challenge, but subtle taste. I like old fashioned, so I can make a mean old fashioned. That's all that really matters to me, to be honest. The other stuff, I don't even care for the other stuff, to be honest. because I don't like, for me, like I like drinking, obviously, right? Given, but I like drinking whiskey either neat, over ice, like on the rocks, or if I make a cocktail, like I'm doing an old fashioned. There's no time I would ever choose anything over an old fashioned. And okay, let me rephrase that. Never time I would choose like a whiskey drink over an old fashioned. Like I would, like if I'm gonna drink something else, like I'm gonna get like super girly with it and get like an amaretto sour or something like that, you know. Buto is starting his own YouTube channel tomorrow called, what's a good like cocktail name? BT Cocktails. There we go. Boozer says you have at least 30 bourbons behind you. Expand your experience. I don't need to. There's more than 30 back there. I drink what I like how I drink it. That's it. There's more subtle things than sours. Touche. I just don't care for them. I know you love me. I know. I don't take any offense to it. I'm just telling you, like, for the way I drink and what I like, that's just my style, you know? There's many different ways that you can drink cocktails. I'm not the cocktail guy. I like old fashions. So for me, especially too, because like, I never, like, even before the channel, like, I drank bourbon neat. I didn't do it a lot. Like, I did it enough. But old fashioned got me into it. And, you know, the other cocktails, I'm sure I've had, I mean, I drank a ton of cocktails back in the day, but I never really cared for any of the fancy ones until I got to the old fashioned, because it was a fancier way to take a shot. That was how I got into it. He says you have a killer beard. I'm jealous. You don't have to compliment me, bro, but I'll take it. But yeah, I'm kind of like any of that stuff, like it would be very seasonal for me anyway. Because like, especially like the lemonade and the sour stuff, that's all like summertime vibes. I did make a weird ass vodka drink on stream. There's no name to it, but it was just like a concoction that I threw together for the wife. It's very sweet and hangover vibes, but it was good. Piffer says, oh hey, welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream. Makata says, you the man, call me old fashioned. I mean, I know. Thank you. Buto says, no, the cocktails refresh your taste buds. I don't know, like, somebody said earlier, like, because the family's going to do like a cookout tomorrow by the pool, which I'm like, okay. And they're all telling me to bring whiskeys, right? They're like, bring whiskey, bring bourbon, bring whatever. And I'm like, if I'm sitting by the pool, I don't really care to drink just like whiskey neat. It warms me up on the inside. I don't need to be hot outside and inside. So like, if I did, I would have for example, like a whiskey lemonade, an Arnold Palmer, something like that, because I would just throw it back. And obviously it's gonna have a shit ton of ice in it. Whiskey Blender says, shameless plug here, but if anyone is a still awesome fan, you gotta try the Nancy's Picks. Bourbons are now all 6+ years old. And I'm just gonna pull it over. How about that? Make it easier. Now 6+ years old, and I'm about to start picking from our best rye whiskey stock 2. I think everybody here would love a good rye pick, because now I'm kind of getting on a little rye kick as well. But yeah, definitely. If you guys find them, pick them up. Let me know what your thoughts are too, because I haven't found one yet, but eventually I will. Mr. Mom says, I can drink old fashions and whiskey sours year round. Just don't add an egg white in the sours. I don't mind the egg white, but I don't always add an egg white because, I mean, to be honest, when I make them, sometimes I forget them. Oh, Jesus. Steve, always. He's like, throw him back. Come on. I can drink an old fashioned year round. I just wouldn't want to drink it by the pool. Every time I do, I always get hammered. Bonnie Whiskey says, bring Jim Beam Black as a mixer. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I don't think I have enough of it because I'm almost finished the bottle now. But no, I'll probably bring like I don't know. I'll probably bring the Russell's pick, and then that way, like, I can decide if I want to drink that, or I'll just drink something girly. So, Show Me Proof says, Whiskey Blender, are they only available at the distillery? Question mark. Mr. Mom says, okay, seriously, Screwball and mocha iced coffee. I bet you that is delicious. Like a Starbucks mocha coffee with the Screwball in it. I mean, that's more of like a thick, creamy drink, but like, I'm here for it sometimes. Akata says, Danielle, what you sipping on? Whiskey Blender says, Buto, I live in Berkeley, California, under some redwood trees. Now she's just showing off. I want to go to the redwood forest, like, pretty bad. I think that would be a cool spot to check off the bucket list. Daniel says, Colt 45 again, and her 2 zigzags. Whiskey Blender says, show me the proof. Yes. Unfortunately, they are all distillery only picks. So we're going to have Buto go pick us up all picks. And he's going to start shipping them out to everybody. In like the middle of a duffel bag so nobody knows what we're shipping. Buto's like 3 miles from the distillery going, I guess I can swing by. He's like, fly to Austin and let's go to Still. Let me look it up. Bro, the flights are like almost $400. He said, let me know. Not this month, that's for sure. Gotta says, cheers. Bujo said, where's Cat? He left. I think he got sick of us. That is true. So, boys, what I'm going to do is I need a little refresher. I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to switch over to a little late night pour. See, my light just died, so that's a cue. I got to recharge a couple batteries, put the mic back on the charger as well, only for a little bit. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. And then we'll move over to like a late night pour. Maybe I can get High Top back on. We can do some little blackjack in. And Mr. Mom said, I drove through the Valley of Giant Redwood Forest in Oregon back in '98. Gorgeous. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Exactly right there. Whiskey Blender says, but that said, I do a lot of experiments from month to month with Nancy's picks. I love to show how 2 barrels from the same fermentation, distillation, and barrel entry date can differ radically. Yeah. I mean, I like to figure out which bottle I like better. But I definitely get what you mean. I think that's cool. I like the nerd part of me like really loves that stuff. Is being able to kind of like figure out what certain things do. Obviously, I don't have the ability to do a lot of that stuff, but I do think like it's cool for us to figure out like what whiskey in Austin, Texas does versus in, you know, California or St. Augustine or Kentucky. And for that part, that's where I kind of nerd out a little bit. Bonding Over Whiskey says, I won't be able to make it, so I'll go ahead and say goodnight, everyone. Bonding Over Whiskey, I appreciate you stopping by, though. Eric says, peace and love to all. Keep pouring. Eric, maybe I'll see you in the next stream here in a little bit. Whiskey Blender says, have a great evening, fellas. Gonna go get my pulled pork dinner off on the stove. Cheers, and what a fun episode. Appreciate you stopping by, Nancy. It was fun talking about you today instead of just myself. You probably want to stay tuned for the actual video because I'm going to cut up an actual video that doesn't have all the technical difficulties that people can watch. But yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Again, make sure you tune in every Friday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time for our normal live streams. We'll try to do professional stuff and then turn the bell on for all the hangout stuff. So thanks for watching, boys. I will see you on the other side. Peace.